till I'm going live. Yeah, feeling like a fire on the inside. Roll from the ashes to survive. I'm coming alive. Coming alive. Roll from the ashes to survive. I'm coming alive. Roll from the ashes to survive. I'm coming alive.
As far as I'm concerned, dog, I never have to check it. Me, myself, and I got bigger plans, you might have guessed it. This is my hour from sea to sky, didn't plan it. Evil combative people were trying to test your patience. Special through the days, catch me living, I don't hesitate. Either way, you can hear the name, you will know. Crickets and preachers will come in the night. Get my back from the reaper, sun and I'm running, you couldn't hide. I'm just controlling my fate. I'm just controlling my... I'm just controlling my fate. I'll never fade. I'm just controlling my fate. I'm just controlling my fate.
Hello guys, what is up everyone? I'm Invert, and today we're gonna review the runes on Wild Rift newest patch 4.3. There's a lot of runes to cover up, but I'll mostly talk about the runes that is compatible with Singed and potentially makes Singed a better champion. First of all, the info I gathered here are all based on my experience and some of the top Singed players on my servers that I asked. So if you have your own opinions, feel free to share it in the comment section. I'll read all of them. Okay, first off, let me say thank you to the Wild Rift developers for bringing all these new runes into the game. I have to say this adds more depth into before going into the match. I feel like we can now adjust our gameplay more with these new runes. There are a lot of combinations you can choose, and this new addition will make most of the champions feels less one-dimensional. Alright, so we're gonna talk about the Keystone first. They added Glacial Augment and First Strike as the new Keystones, the big boy runes, the big runes. I was kind of skeptical with Glacial Augment and First, but most of the Singed players, including this top Singed player on my server, the bandwagon, have told me that Glacial is very good at team fights, especially for Singed. It creates an icy zones for 2 seconds every time you hot CC an enemy champion. Keep it noted that you create this slowing ice on hard CCs, so you will only proc it with your fling. I've tested it with Poison Trail with Rylai's and his skill 2, the glue. The ice won't pop out, so you can only fling them to proc this. This is very good in team fights, and since Singed is a team fight champion, picking up their carry with Glacial and combine it with Rylai's will make them literally freeze. And if you auto attack them mid fling, you will slow them as well. Oh, did that tell you that your auto attack also slows them? Yeah, Glacial Augment passive is you can slow them by 20% for 1.5 seconds. I feel like this is not on the PC League, so this is Wild Rift exclusive. So I can fling them, slow them with Rylai's, and auto attack them for the extra slows. It's pretty bonkers on team fights. One thing that you'll be missing from this is the extra damage from the other Keystones. The reason why I love Conqueror so much is because of its carry potential. But if you want to win games with team fight, then Glacial Augment is your best bet. So next up we got First Strike. This feels like a design exclusively for ranged champions. Yeah, you get extra gold and true damage, but how do you even proc that First Strike? I mean, as Singed. I've seen this on Teemo and Pantheon, but I feel like there are other runes that fits well with Singed other than this one. Plus, you don't even get that much of a gold from your poison since the damage is so little. So going for that First Strike isn't worth it in my opinion. The risk reward is bad as fuck. You're gonna find yourself forcing to strike them first, but at the end of the day, you're just only gonna risk your health. Not worth it in my opinion. Okay, since we get the new Keystone out of the way, I want to point out that this is my current rune build right now. As you can see, you'll notice that I'm still using Conqueror. That is because this is my default go-to for solo rank. I know he's a team fight champion, but the carry potential from this build is why I opt for Conqueror. It's way better to carry yourself. Even if you lose the early game, you can still go for the tank items midway, so it's not that bad. You can still win games with this build. But if I want to try hard with my pre-made party, I'll go with Glacial Augment and go to AP items and go full tank. And just go picking their enemy champion, which is not fun. You cannot kill and you cannot go for the pentakill or some shit like that, but it is what it is. It's Sins. What can you say? Okay, now we're gonna talk about the minor runes. First up, we got the red ones, the Domination Tree. I've tried the Scorch with Cheap Shot and Eyeball Collector. Honestly, most of these runes are not worth it for Sins. Unless you're playing Burst Mages or Control Poking Support, this will be fine addition. But for Sins, I don't think so, bro. The rune that looks fine for Sins for me is the Cheap Shot and Mark of the Weak, because they both does the same thing Weaknesses does, which is amplify bonus damage to them. But Weakness is good because all your teammates deals bonus damage. This new one just gives bonus damage to yourself, which is not big enough. It's poison so little, so the extra bonus damage is not that big. Zombie War looks cool though. Zombie War looks fine. Shame it have to be on this tree. We don't use this tree. This feels more like a assassin thing. Alright, next up we got the yellow runes, the Precision Tree. This is my favorite rune tree as of right now. Prime gives you mana now, and you can get Tenacity to reduce the CC duration from this one with the Legend runes. This tree strikes the balance of being offensive and defensive at the same time. The thing is, you don't want to pair Glacial with this one, so Conqueror and Fleet Footwork might do well on this. But if you want to go Glacial Augment, then you should pick from this next tree, the Resolve Tree. So the Resolve Tree, or the green ones, the green tree, this is what I pick versus tanky champions like Garen or Ornn. And if you want to play Glacial Augment or Aggressive Undying, you can use this tree. I mean, you're not gonna one-shot these tanks anyway, and going full damage seems pointless, so you will want to go for scaling and helping teamfight instead. I'm picking Font of Life and Second Wind on this. The new rune's Overgrowth is super good if you want to farm and scale your HP. You'll get bonus HP if there's skilled minions or jungle monsters. This rune doesn't have any cap, so theoretically you can get bonus 1000 HP if you want. But here's the problem though, if you choose Overgrowth, you wouldn't be able to pick Perseverance because they're both on the same slot. So you're gonna go full tank without any Tenacity, because the Tenacity from this tree only comes from Perseverance. Yeah, you won't go any for Tenacity if you pick Overgrowth, because they remove Tenacity on Merc Threats, on the blue boots. So you gotta choose carefully. If your enemy team got a lot of CCs, then you might want to go for Tenacity instead. Okay, last up we got the blue runes, the Inspiration Tree. I never use this as my main tree. I mostly use it as a secondary tree. The last one when you can only pick one. I use Futures Market. Futures Market for me is good because I can use this to keep up with the tempo. The Baron lanes are filled with crazy lane bullies and split pusher right now, like Pantheon or Darius, so going for that first item is gonna be super helpful in laning and mid-game rotations. The Hexflex also looks cool, but you don't proxy on this game, so that Hexflex might be more suited for support tanks. I've tried Hexflex on Thresh one time. It caught them off guard way too many times, so it's pretty good. Not for Sins though. Item crafting is also a good rune if you don't want to lose tempo. You can buy items outside the fountain. But as I said earlier, I never main tree this rune, so I only choose one rune as a secondary tree. And most of the time it will be Futures Market. Alright, I think that's everything I can share for now, boys. There are so many choices now that I can't tell you the one true build. You will want to switch up your game plan most of the time. So mix your stuff and adjust your own gameplay as Singed. Again, on a perfect scenario or probably pro play, going for the Glacial debuff tank is probably the best option for Sins. But let's be honest here, there are other better picks if you want to play a Baron laner. You can use Gax and Hullbreaker all the way. Overall, I believe Sins is buffed on this patch with these new runes and the new boots. The mana boots, the mana penetration, I mean magic penetration. That boots is very good. You won't have any mana problems. You don't need to go for mana gain or a lot of ages, especially since now Prime gives you mana. I never recall for mana, I think. Yeah, I never recall for mana. I only do it for the HP and button stuff. So yeah, since it's in a pretty good spot. The problem is the other champion is also mega buff. Have you seen Soraka healing or Lux burst? They're all crazy. Kha'Zix and Kayn also is pretty good with the new, what is called, the legend attack speed ones. It's like that one panel on One Punch Man where we're improving on the new patch, but the other champions are improving as well, so we're definitely in a better spot. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. Let me know in the comments your favorite runes. I want to hear all of it. As always, see you in the next one. Bye!